my goodness! I got braids! When did that happen? Oh, raspberry electrolyte beverage! Yummy! Alright, guys. So, I switched over the last 2 days. I switched from Mix It Up to Stream Elements so that I could have more control on the queues and stuff, because we had those issues with the queue where, like, if I was turned into a worm, or thank you for the head pat, for a head pat, for example, or a tea pat, if those were redeemed while I was in a chibi form, then it would, like, wait until after I was done being in the chibi form to pat my cheek. And it would also do that if I was, what's the word? Oh. It would also do that for shake. And then when somebody tried to redeem the concession while I was in a chibi form, then it would wait until I was done being in the concession. But the problem with that is that I followed a tutorial specifically for Mix It Up for the items. So I had to make up how to make this redeem plausible. And part of that was that I couldn't figure out how to make it so that it read a random name that matched up with the random image. So we just have the random image now. Hopefully it doesn't flub up too much. I think it might have a little hiccup if somebody redeems it immediately at the same time as somebody else redeems it. Because I don't think Concept wound up getting their item. I'm not sure. And and all the times that you checked in by now, I didn't get an item. Boo, boo. No, I don't mind. I like the tracking for the redeems more. So it's restarted now. Everybody is back to 0, except for the lucky ones that when I was testing it a bazillion times yesterday, they wound up being asked. Speed of sound. Speed of light. I might, like, add a delay at the beginning of it, so it delays a little, or maybe a delay at the end. I'll delay at the end. How many seconds? 3 seconds. We'll do a 3-second delay. And then hopefully that'll work. Roaming like Hot Wheels! Let me see, actually, it should also have a queue. Queues. Action history. It said it completed it, but I know it didn't. There it is. I found it. Thanks for buying. Kind of look like a little patch of sand. Re-queue. Yay! Would you look at that? You got a potion. Now I can do that. And it'll be a lot easier for me to re-redeem something that didn't work with this action queue. Oh, did the concession stand number reset? Yeah, it did, unfortunately. I could go in automatically and read every single one, but that would take a really, really long time. And luckily, it was only a few streams, so yeah. Also, I don't know why I'm lagging. My frames are dropped. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Also, Snickle Fritz is cute now. Snickle Fritz is cute. I mean, Snickle Fritz was always cute. But, oh no, popcorn reset to... Oh, shoot! I didn't think about that! Oh no. Oh no! Wait. Wait. Oh my god, I forgot that it did that. Hold on. Streaming platform. How did I link it? No, it's not gone forever. Don't worry. I can just open up Mix It Up and it'll be back. But the way that it was working was... So whenever I opened up Mix It Up, your currency was linked with Mix It Up. So when I open up Mix It Up, it'll be back to normal, but you didn't lose anything. I just have to transfer it. I just have to transfer it to the other one. You haven't been robbed. It's all in the bank. Silly gooses. Let me see. Data settings. Events. Avatar settings. How did I link it to... Oh, wait, I can do background differences. You're gonna throw things at me? Or did you already and I missed it? Gah! Ah! No! Cuckoo! Integrations. It doesn't have, what I might have to do, but I hope, so annoying. I guess I can just have it not linked to Mix It Up anymore. I'm just gonna like, I mean, I'll back up everything, so in case I mess it up, then it'll be okay. Open folder, save and reload, fix missing data, language, cloud option, login details, game. I'll figure it out. Ooh, custom name tags. There's so much I have to do still. Google it. Stream avatars linked to Mix It Up. Wait, unlinked to Mix It Up. Unlink. Maybe there's a way I can ask somebody for help. How do I create a new avatar? Where is this? Where is it? It's not even here. Stream avatars alternative. There is no such thing. Stream avatar. Mix it up made simple. How do I unlink? Oops. Was I typing that? You keep talking. To unlink stream it up bot. Sorry, this is happening. I don't want to open up mix it up because everything is still on. So we would have dupes of everything. Log in. Remember that these steps are specific to da da nya 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 nya. Earn and spend currency with stream avatars by interacting with your stream. To set this up, you need the features. Luckily, you want to focus solely on viewer avatars. Capture setup. Pascal! The shiny magic art. Yeah, that's not linked to Mix It Up. That's like its whole own game system. It's hard to explain these things because it's all behind the scenes and it's difficult to tell you guys the things that are linked with the bot, that are linked specifically with Twitch, what are linked because they're an app. Lots of things that are connected and unconnected. Mix It Up is really mixes you up. Yeah, it is. It's really mixing me up. Mix It Up. I mean, StreamerBot doesn't have a currency system, I don't think, that can be easy to link. Let's see, extension. Okay, I have that. Search, Mix It Up. Integrations. So it should be under an integrations tab. I want to back up my stuff though. How to export. Exported files. Cloud save. How the heck do I back this stuff up? Data. Save. Hi, John! It is difficult because a lot of people like it's really hard to learn too. It's not StreamerBot isn't a very beginner friendly bot. It's very confusing and it goes more into coding than mix it up and stream elements. It really depends on what you want to accomplish. Mini games. Bot commands. No, no, no. Maybe if I go to mix it up. I'm gonna open mix it up for now. Because there's no integration yet. Data settings. Cloud saving, yes. Default. Import. Wow, thank you for the buy! The buy. Extended panel? No. Events. I love a good buy. Yay! Okay, let me see. If there's integrations in... Where are my integrations? But not a good buy! Yeah! See, now, guys, if you look at your stream avatars, you'll have all your money back, right? It's because I opened up, the thing. Huh? Why? 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 Well, I'm just gonna turn off everything. Ungrouped. What is villager chat? Oh, what that is. You derpy little guy! Events? Do I have any events? Aha! No, that's not it. I don't know what it was. It might have been for something else. What could that possibly be? It was some sort of command. So, I don't know. Okay, those are all turned off. Action groups. We have no action. Community commands. We also... Guzars. Wow, it's all you guys! I can see all of your goods! Oh, snap. Concept, do you have 6,343 popcorns right now? Or kernels? I'm looking at your goods. Hi, Abby! But that's how much you have? Is it? Am I correct? Kernels. Hello! Oh, I think that's accurate. Good, 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 good. So if I reset this, I still have all the data. if it goes really wrong. Crowd control. Hey! Why was that so loud? Games? We have a game called Hot Potato. Oh, I got rid of the scream. For now. Why another one? Uh-oh. Siri bot is a bot! He's not gonna pass the hot potato! That's so sad. Services? Aha. Stream avatars. Got a link. Fastest game ever. Oh, currency! The functionality is handled directly through the stream avatar. Below you will see a picture guide activated on Mix It Up. Aha. So it's under shop editing. Will you please do the data correctly though? Shop editing. Currency name. Wait, where is it? Why you lied to? Oh, currency settings. Mix it up. Okay, if I unconnect this, what's gonna happen? All right, guys. I'm gonna unconnect it and link it specifically to stream avatars. Tell me if you lose all your money. Income amount, follower amount, subscriber amount. Wow, you guys might get more money this way. Let me see. Me money! Me money! Quasso! It hasn't changed yet, and don't worry, I still have all your data. The avatar's supposed to be loading? Oh, they're not on yet. Don't worry, 1 second. I'm just checking to see how much I have it set up. How many kernels do you guys get? Ooh, it's actually lower. Okay, roll bonuses. Sub bonus, mon bonus. Wow. More detailed here. Follower amount. Wow. On host, on subscribe. Custom. You only get 1 per 10 minutes. Income timer, seconds. Wow. Yo, that's insane. $1 per 10 minutes? What was I thinking? Okay, well, you're gonna get more money now. Okay, I'm gonna save and reload. Just be here more. But that would mean like an hour you would only get like $6. $6! Okay, well this time you guys are gonna get $1 every 120 seconds. All right. Tell me how much. Tell me if it's working. For free money? Do you still have all your money? Oh wait, hold on. Let me close Mix It Up. Wait, I guess it doesn't matter. You got that right, Snickle Fritz. Because he believes in it. Do we need to refresh? Maybe. I have all your data, so don't worry if it poops up everything. I think I can give people money too. That is not what you need. Okay, so it looks like it started you guys off because you're subbed at the rate in which it was. So I'm gonna have to add all me money gone. I have all your data, no worries. How do I give you guys money? Let's see. Gift. Yes. Currency. Ooh. That's weird. Let's see. Concept. Good. Ah, interesting. So it's saving the amount of money that it had before in the background. Abaddon, what did you get? Alright, hold on, guys. I have all your goods here. Services. I mean, not services. Currency rank. No, wait, it's under user data. Stream Elements has so much money. Okay, I think I can figure this out. Filter type. Consumables? Is that what it is? Kernels. Higher than 0? You think you got flowers? Who the heck is Mark Zinkel? What do I give you guys? Zinkel? Zinkel real? Zinkel? How many people am I gonna have to do this for? Let me look up concept. Just to see if it works. Alright, I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna give you 6394. Okay, did it work? How much money do you have, concept? Give it like a little, wait, maybe I have to refresh. Refresh. You have your money back? Waha! It is not correct. Don't worry, I figured it out. It's gonna take a long, tedious process of me, going and mix it up, seeing your money amount, and then directly adding it into your account. I wonder if there's a faster way for me to do this. User editing. User's currency. Clear all! No, I want to edit it. Can I go into a file, maybe? But some people have been saving so much money. I don't want them to be losing it. Temp? Avatars? Bots, fonts, gear, import? I feel like maybe it's in the temp. Make the mods do it. What mods? Ah! Well, I opened up the thingy. Whoa, I see it. There's so much info here. Follower, true. Subscriber, false. Sub tier 1, moderator, false. much money does it say you have? Oh my god, this is too hard. I'm not doing it that way. Better if I do it this way, I think. We have mods. Snickle Fritz! Programming. Okay, I'll figure this out after stream. So everybody who's concerned about things. Here, let me do this. Stream avatar currency is being edited. Today Dodo stall is being updated. You still have all your kernel. No worries. Speaking on behalf of myself only, don't bother transferring mine because I'm just gonna roulette it away anyways. No, I'm so far behind still. No! You have 600 already? What do you mean? You guys getting that much money? Oh, did you catch something? I now have 30K? What's going on? Abby, did you? Okay. I don't know what I did. 3K? Wait. Concept, how much money do you have right now? Because Concept is the one that I didn't change. 4K? No way. Hold on. I figured out what's going on. When you're subbed, it goes up by 1K. When you're not, it goes up by 0. Hold on. I see. So income amount. Okay, income amount, if you're not followed to me, is $1 per 120 seconds. If you are a follower, it's 200 every 120 seconds. If you're a subscriber, it's 1,000 every 120 seconds. I thought it was a bonus. All right, well, this is difficult to math now. I feel like it makes sense that followers and subscribers should get more money than normal people. BRB buying everything. You can right now. 2. We'll do 2, and then we'll do... It was so harsh before, right? Nerdy hamster! Subscriber amount, I'm gonna say... Honestly, I set it up so long ago, I didn't even know. I couldn't remember. We'll give it 20. Followers get 20 every... I guess that's every 2 minutes? How many seconds are in 5 minutes? We'll do it every 2 minutes. We'll be nice to you guys. Subs get 50. Even reload. $300 seconds. No, that's milliseconds, isn't it? Oh no. Wait, yes. I can't do math anymore, guys. It's just too hard on me. Five minutes, 300. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. I get it. I'm pinning that. What do you mean unable to pin? You know what? StreamerBot wouldn't hate me like this. Ooh, have fun! Okay, let me paste that again. Streamer avatar currency is being updated. You still have all your kernels. I have to fix it off screen. There. And then how do I pin it? Up. Dreamerbot, why? I thought you had my back. Turns out you don't. Battle won't end until one of you gives up. Alright, well, them's the breaks, I guess. We've wasted 40 minutes scrambling. Scrambling about, like, wild fish in a stream that's not filled with enough water for the fish to go up the stream. Luckily, this is my Warrior Cat Wednesday, so it's not as crowded as they're all gonna be. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to do math calculating how much everybody has as of right now, and then add it to what Mix It Up had for you. Oh, shiver. Scary. I'll have to watch something. I think it'll be fine to ignore today's gains. Okay, only today's gains. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so if you want to gamble today, you can gamble with no limitations. Because I'll just give you your money back after stream. I'll need something like, better spend your kernels now. Oh yeah, if you have money, you can spend it and buy items, and you'll get money back. Free gambling and free items. Woohoo! It's because it's my mistake. It's my mistake. I forgot all about it. I had so much that I had to set up, and that was one of the things that completely slipped my mind. I'll need, like, guys, you have to recommend me something to watch while I do that, because it's gonna take me a long time. You've already peaked, though. Nothing can look better. You're right. You're pretty good. But what about the new stream avatar that I haven't commissioned yet, but will arrive eventually? I'm gonna chat in the streamer bot. Hoo, ha, ha, ha. Ow. Well, I can't see the future, no. Alright, well, 40 minutes in, let's start Warrior Cat Wednesday. Poof! We're about... more math. 50 pages away from the end of this novel. So hopefully we'll finish it today. When we finish it, we'll decide whether or not I'll start the next one or not. Because that was what I was gonna do, but that was before I spent 40 minutes trying to figure out how stream avatar currency worked. I think stream avatars might actually be a lot better because it immediately has everybody who, like, there's a gifting button and it shows how many people are in it right now, but actually, you know what, maybe that's not. I lied. Thank you for the follow, Dragon Spenny! See, that was supposed to have an at the beginning, but it didn't because I don't know why. Oh well. Alright, what happened last time in not Outer Wilds, sorry. I have Outer Wilds on the mind. What happened last time? They made it to the mountain. Stone Teller was unhappy to see them until he went to bed and then found out that all of their ancestors had basically given up on them and was like, yeah, we don't know what you're gonna do. There's nothing to do. You guys are doomed. And then he got mad and went and said, the ancestors have told me to accept the cat's help. He had to take matters into his own paws. Oh my god, why is that so loud? Why are you guys getting so many trolleys today? Oh. I don't even think you guys can hear it, but I can hear it. Why is what so loud? I knew it, you guys can't hear it. I don't have the sound for the fishing thing, but every single time you guys cast a line and fish something up, there's like a little jingle jangle. And the junk that was in the app originally, like the trolley, the crown, the vape, they have their own unique sound bites, I guess, sound effects. The trolley is like clattering shopping carts at maximum value. Mute it! I'm used to it now. It also helps me realize what's happening. Like, if I hear the, like, for example, this right here that Cordy got, is that what his name is? Volcanion? But, like, if I got that one, then, if I was muted, I probably wouldn't know because I can't hear the jingle jangle of the money. But if it's, like, for example, like, that one, it loaded a lot because you got a lot of money. So there was a lot of, like, coin noises. If it was not a great pull, then it would just be a few coin noises. And I know that I don't need to pay attention. But if it's a lot of coin noises, then I know I have to pay attention. My brain is a bazillion things going on at once while I'm streaming. There's so much to do, so much to see, so much wrong with taking the back streets. Right, so what happened? So Stone Teller lied to his tribe. J-Paw knows this because he snooped in his dreams. And then he had like a little conversation with the tribe cats. And the tribe cats told him that... Wow, thanks, Snickle Fritz. The tribe cats told him that... what did they tell him? That they originated from somewhere else and they came to the mountains thinking that it was safe. Why isn't there any fish in this soup boil? Aside from that, they've been training the tubies, which are the tribe's apprentices. They've been training the warriors. Yep. There's been a little bit of fights going on. But from what I can tell, the warriors from the clans are a lot stronger and well trained than the tribes. And when the tribe gets beaten up, they don't really know how to handle it. So last chapter, there was a small attack, I guess, and J-Paw was asked to help around, help heal the cats. And he's learning a bit about tribe herbs that you find up in the mountains. And then he scolded some of the tribe cats because they weren't cleaning their wounds. And he was like, well, what do you want me to do, bruh? That's his exact word. And yeah, I think that's kind of all. I have one more Neapolitan Lindor that I'm going to consume right now. It's the OG no-no. Hi, Moon. Actually, this isn't the OG no-no. This is my third no-no. So this is my third no-no. My OG no-no would probably make a good reading no-no as well. Check out the YouTube uploads for all the no-nos. Oh, that's one of the links I didn't do. My YouTube. Yeah, this no-no's very soft. Paintery. Gentle. Cozy. Right. So let us begin. I'm drinking Crush cream soda. Crush, crush, crush. 2, 3, 4. And give it a head pat. Chapter 26. Once the injured cats had been treated and were resting in their sleeping hollows, Stoneteller padded wearily towards the mouth of the cave. He beckoned with his tail for Brambleclaw to join him, and Lionpaw followed, eager to hear what their next move would be. The light that came through the waterfall was dim and gray. Stoneteller sat down, a small, dark figure in the midst of a watery radiance, and tucked his paws underneath himself. The tribe cannot survive here, he sighed, his voice almost drowned out by the pounding of the water. We must leave the mountains and find a home somewhere else. Brambleclaw's eyes widened in dismay. That's your decision to make, Stoneteller. But is it wise? It's dangerous for a large group of cats to move around together. The clans lost cats on the great journey. Besides, where would you go? Stoneteller shook his head. He had no answers to that question. Maybe they could come to the lake with us, Lionpaw thought. But there are too many to join one clan. They would have to split up, and they wouldn't like that. Anyway, the clans would never accept them. Even if you found a new home, Brambleclaw went on, you would have to learn new ways of living, new hunting techniques. It would be better to find a way of surviving here, where you belong. Stoneteller turned his head to look up at the dark tabby. And how do you suggest we do that? Give the border patrols a try, Brambleclaw meowed. Patrols! Stoneteller's voice was disapproving. Spend all our time scrambling over rocks. Yes, it's hard, Brambleclaw admitted, an edge of annoyance in his voice, but your cats are used to moving around in this terrain. That gives you a big advantage over the intruders. The healer blinked, his eyes on the eternally falling water. After several heartbeats, he asked, Are you saying that the tribe must restrict itself to one area? It would be a big area, Brambleclaw promised. Plenty of space for you to support yourselves. And isn't keeping part of your territory better than losing it all? When Stoneteller didn't respond, he added, Why don't you come and see for yourself, to make sure you'll have enough?
The healer does not leave the cave except for ceremonies above the waterfall, Stoneteller responded. That is the will of the tribe of endless hunting.
Brambleclaw looked frustrated, the tip of his tail twitching back and forth. Linepaw was afraid he was going to give up the argument. Then Stoneteller spoke again.
But perhaps the time is right to break with some of our traditions, so that we can preserve the rest. I will come with you.
Great! Brambleclaw's tail went straight up. I'll get a patrol together right away. Linepaw, you can come. He flicked his tail at him as he raced back into the main part of the cave. Linepaw wasn't sure he wanted to clamber all the way around the territory again. His paws were still sore from the previous day. But he did want to help establish the borders and see what Stoneteller's reaction would be. He waited beside the healer until Brambleclaw returned. Talon, Breezepaw, and Pebble were with him. Crowfeather followed a little ways behind with Craig, Knight, and a couple of the other tribe tubies. Crowfeather will take his patrol in one direction, and we'll take the other, Brambleclaw meowed to Stoneteller. That way, we can get around the whole territory by nightfall. We don't try to explore every corner, just find landmarks along the way so that we know where the border is. Stoneteller nodded.
Very well.
He let Brambleclaw take the lead along the path of rushing water and out into the open. Linepaw paused briefly before leaping from the rocks to the flat ground around the pool. The sky was covered with gray clouds, so low that they rested on the mountain peaks. The air was heavy, with the taste of rain to come. The blue skies and warm sun of Greenleaf could have been moons away. Crowfeather's patrol climbed the path beside the waterfall and vanished, while Brambleclaw led his cats over the rocks on the opposite, the same route they had followed the day before. He set a brisk pace until they reached the twisted spike of rock that Linepaw had picked out as the first border marking. We'll set a scent marker here, Brambleclaw announced. Linepaw, would you like to demonstrate?
Shouldn't it be tribe scent?
Talon asked. Of course, mewed Brambleclaw. You and Pebble can do the rest, once Linepaw has shown you how. Have to pee. The three tribe cats glanced at one another. Linepaw could see that they weren't sure that marking a border would make any difference to the aggressive intruders. He couldn't help agreeing. Scent markers were useless unless they were reinforced with teeth and claws when it was needed. I don't know why we bother, Breezepaw muttered in his ear. They just don't think like clan cats. They have no idea how to make a border work. When Linepaw had set the marker, the patrol continued along the ridge to the head of the valley with the stream, and then across the plateau. Brambleclaw chose a stack of loose rocks as another vantage point for a marker. Water dripped over them from a narrow crack, leaving them slick and green with a thin covering of moss.
What use is this in our territory? Stoneteller objected, as Talon prepared the scent marker. These rocks are always so wet that no prey can survive here.
That's not the point, Brambleclaw explained. Markers need to be seen and easily identified. It's great if they're useful as well, but they don't need to be. Stoneteller gave a doubtful snort, but didn't object anymore as Talon set the marker. He was silent as they continued around the pool where they had clashed with the three intruders, and along the narrow valley where the young trespassers had ambushed them. Hi, Pumpkin! When they had climbed out of the valley, Pebble set a scent marker at the base of a huge boulder overlooking a craggy slope and led down to a clump of scrumbly, wood-blown trees.
What are those? Stoneteller asked, pointing with his tail. We need that place in our territory.
Brambleclaw surveyed the terrain with narrowed eyes. It's not worth it, he decided. They're too hard to reach from here.
But the tribe have hunted there for seasons. The trees bear our claw marks.
Linepaw saw the slight bristle of his father's neck that told him Brambleclaw was trying not to show his annoyance. Your border has to be manageable if you're to stand a chance at defending it, he explained. Your main aim must be to enclose enough territory to support the tribe, and you must leave the trespassers enough space for themselves, otherwise you're asking them to attack you.
Linepaw saw Talon nodding as if he understood, but Stoneteller lashed his tail and hissed through bared teeth. Suit yourself, clan cat. Brambleclaw just dipped his head and motioned to Talon to take the lead again. Their route lay over the shoulder of a hill and down a boulder-covered slope to a stream in the valley below. Before they reached the bottom, icy rain began to fall, stinging as the wind drove it into the cats' faces. Within a few heartbeats, Linepaw's pelt was soaked. Shivering, he longed for the shelter of thick, leafy branches. How do you tribe cats stand it? He asked Pebble. Even when the sun shines, it's so windy up here. And this rain is just... I'll show you, Pebble interrupted. She quickened her pace, bounding down among the boulders until she reached the side of the stream. Curious, Linepaw followed her. He found her rolling in the mud on the bank until her pelt was thoroughly plastered with it. Try it, she invited, springing up. It keeps the warmth in and the cold wind out. And prey hunters do it when they're stalking prey so that they don't stand out against the rocks. Linepaw recalled seeing tribe cats with mud-covered fur. He just assumed that they hadn't bothered to groom. Now he could see those advantages. Gingerly, he lowered himself into the muddy hollow and rolled over and over until the brown mud covered his golden fur. Hearing a snort of laughter, he looked up to see Breezepaw standing over him. You'll have fun licking that off, the Wind Clan apprentice sniggered. So will you! Before Breezepaw could react, Linepaw leaped up and bowled him over, dragging him down into the mud with him. Breezepaw let out a startled yowl, scrambling to get out, but Linepaw wrestled with him until his pelt was just as thoroughly mud-soaked. Stupid furball! Breezepaw spat, hauling himself onto a nearby rock and surveying his filthy fur with a disgusted look. Pebble was watching both of them, her tail curled up in amusement. Fair's fair, she meowed. You teach us clan ways? Now you're learning tribe ways. Linepaw clambered out of the hollow and shook himself. He hated the smell of the mud and the way it stuck his fur together, but he had to admit Pebble had been right. The muddy covering did keep the wind out. Okay, he muttered. Let's keep going. Talon jumped across the stream and led the way to the slope beyond. Linepaw had only just begun to climb when he heard a yowl from somewhere above and looked up to see cat shapes outlined against the sky. Briefly, he froze, expecting intruders. Then mingled clan and tribe scents reached him, and he recognized Crowfeather's patrol. Great! He exclaimed. That's the whole border marked. The two groups of cats met on the top of the ridge. Crowfeather reported the encounter. Just dance, gonna be... Thanks, Snigglefritz, for your info. Hug requires a valid target. Aw, thanks. Where was I? The two groups of cats met on the top of the ridge. Crowfeather reported an encounter with a couple intruders who had slunk rapidly away when they realized they were outnumbered. Otherwise, they had their scent markers. They had set up their scent markers with no trouble. Aha! I changed the lurk thing too. Then let's return to the cave, Stoneteller meowed.
To Linepaw's relief, Talon led them back by a much quicker route. The rain eased off on the way, and when they reached the pool by the waterfall, Hollypaw was in the middle of a training session with the tubies who had stayed behind. Linepaw! She paused in the middle of a demonstrating a fighting move, her green eyes wide with astonishment. I hardly recognized you. You look just like a tribe cat. Linepaw shrugged uncomfortably, still hating the feeling of the mud on his fur. I can't wait to get this off. Why? Doesn't it work? Yes, it works fine, Linepaw replied, but it's yucky. It's yucky, guys! Hollypaw rolled her eyes. Your golden fur really stands out against the rocks, she pointed out. You'll catch much more prey this way.
I suppose so. Lionpaw sighed. He wished he was back in the forest, where his pelt blended in with the dappled sunlight through the leaves. The other cats had taken the path behind the waterfall, back into the cave. Only Brambleclaw was left, poised on the rocks above the pool. Come on! He beckoned the younger cats with his tail. Stoneteller is going to call a meeting. Lionpaw sprang up the rocks to follow him, with Hollypaw and the tribe tubies close behind. Wavering scarlet light from the setting sun outside shone into the cave like rivulets of blood. Lionpaw shivered, almost imagining that he could feel a sticky tide washing around his paws. Stoneteller was seated on a boulder at the far end of the cave, near the passage that led to the cave of pointed stones.
Thank you!
The tribe cats and the clan cats mingled together, gathering around him. Lionpaw spotted Jaypaw with Squirrelflight. He and Hollypaw joined Breezepaw and the tribe tubies. Cats of tribe and clan, Stoneteller began. Our borders have been marked. It remains to be seen whether the intruders will respect them. Lionpaw could tell that Stoneteller didn't believe that the borders would make any difference, and there were doubtful murmurs from the tribe cats. A skinny white she-cat spoke up.
Those mange pelts don't respect anything.
Cloud with storm in belly. Stoneteller dipped his head towards her. I fear your seasons of wisdom speak true.
Then what do we do now?
Night meowed, her forepaws working nervously on the cave floor. Has all this been for nothing? No. Brambleclaw rose to his paws and spoke commandingly, his head and tail held high. Lionpaw's pelt felt warm with pride that this noble cat was his father. But the job's not finished yet. Now we must go to the intruders and tell them to stay on their own side of the border.
Do you think they'll listen?
Cloud asked scornfully. I don't know, Brambleclaw replied, but they should be given the chance. We will seek out their camp under truce and ask to speak to their leader.
Truce!
Screech, sitting between Lionpaw and Pebble, let out a snort of contempt.
He's beetle-brained if he thinks the trespassers will honor a truce.
They might. Hollypaw mewed. Back home, there's a truce every moon among the clans. When Screech didn't look convinced, Lionpaw added, Yes, DarkClan would be angry if any cat fought during the full moon. Pebble blinked, more curious than disbelieving. Do you think these trespassers know about StarClan, or the tribe of endless hunting? Lionpaw exchanged a glance with his sister, seeing his own confusion reflected in her green eyes. Did the intruders share tongues with the spirits of their ancestors like the tribe and the clans?
I don't know,
Hollypaw replied,
but it's gotta be worth a try.
While they were talking, the discussion had continued among the fully grown cats. Suddenly, Stoneteller signaled with his tail for silence. Enough! We will try Brambleclaw's plan. He and I will choose the cats to seek out the intruders tomorrow. But if the plan fails, then... His voice trailed off, and he bowed his head. Lionpaw had to strain to hear his last few words. If it fails, then the tribe can no longer make its home in these mountains. The milky light of dawn was in the sky as Lionpaw emerged from behind the waterfall. Dew misted the rocks and dripped from the leaves of bushes around the pool, but the heavy cloud cover of the day before was gone. He wondered if that was a good omen. His paws tingled with a mixture of fear and excitement as the rest of the patrol left the cave and sprang down to cluster together by the pool. All the clan cats were there except for Squirrelflight and Jaypaw. From the tribe, Stoneteller chose Craig, Knight, and Talon, and Pebble and Splash from the tubies. I never thought we'd be chosen, Pebble mewed, bouncing on her paws. Do you think we'll have to fight? I hope not, Lionpaw replied. If we do, remember those moves I taught you. You should be fine. Brambleclaw called his cats together with a wave of his tail. We'll head for the pool where we met the trespassers, he announced. We should be able to pick up their trail from there.
Good luck,
Squirrelflight's voice called. Lionpaw turned. His mother had appeared from the cave and was crouching on a boulder beside the sheet of thundering water. Her flame-colored pelt glowed in the strengthened light. Thanks, Brambleclaw replied. Keep an eye on things while we're away. Squirrelflight's ears flicked up.
Don't worry, I will.
So that's why she's staying, Lionpaw thought, just in case the intruders come visiting while all these cats are gone. The journey across the new territory to the pool didn't seem as far today. Lionpaw realized that his muscles were getting used to clambering up and down rocks. And even his pads were tougher. There's the intruder scent. Tawny Pelt meowed when they arrived, but it's stale. I don't think they've been this way since the day we saw them. They went that way. Crowfeather angled his ears towards the boulders that led to the narrow cleft in the rock. Maybe they were taking prey back to their camp. It's worth a try, Brambleclaw agreed, leading the way between the boulders and into the gap. Lionpaw kept tasting the air as he followed, but the intruder's scent was hard to follow, mingled with their own scent from the previous patrols. It grew stronger as they passed the place where they had fought the young cats, then seemed to fade away altogether by the time they reached the head of the valley. Mouse dung, Tawny Pelt muttered. Don't say we've lost them. Every cat stood silent, tasting the air, then cast about over the rocks for any trace of the elusive scent. Linepaw's belly growled as he detected the scent of mouse, and he had to remind himself sharply that they weren't hunting now. There was no sign of the trespassers. Over here! Linepaw turned to see Hollypaw waving her tail urgently from beneath a huge jutting boulder. I think they went this way. Brambleclaw padded up and drew in a long breath of air. You're right. He touched his nose to his daughter's ear. That was well scented. You'd better take the lead. Hollypaw's eyes glowed with pride. She led the way beneath the overhang and up a slope so steep it was hard to find a paw hold. At the top she paused for a few heartbeats, then began to pick her way down to the other side. Linepaw's feet skidded as the loose rock shifted beneath them. He hoped Hollypaw was right. He had lost all scent of the intruders. Your sister's great, isn't she? Pebble murmured, catching up to him. I don't think even our prey hunters could follow this scent. She's the best, Lionpaw meowed proudly. Back home, she always brings back the most prey. At the foot of the slope, the scents grew stronger again. Lionpaw could detect traces of many cats, and his pelt prickled. They must be getting close to the trespassers' camp. The trail crossed a dried-up watercourse and led to a narrow cleft between two sheer rocks that tilted together so they almost touched at the top. The gap led back into darkness. The intruder's scent was overpowering. I think this is it, Brambleclaw murmured. Do we go in? Crag asked. No. We've got no idea how many cats we'd be facing. Besides, we'd just be asking them to attack us if we set paw on their camp uninvited. We'll wait. The cats spread out in a loose semicircle. Linepaw saw Tawny Pelt staring at the cleft with as much concentration as if she were waiting for a mouse to come out of its hole. Crowfeather looked nervous. His ears flattened as he cast glances over his shoulder, keeping watch behind. Stormfur and Brook sat close together, quietly murmuring, while Craig paced restlessly back and forth. Linepaw padded over to Hollypaw until his pelt brushed hers. Well done. You found it. Hollypaw's whiskers twitched. Let's hope they'll talk to us now that we're here. Suddenly, there was movement inside the cleft. A cat's head poked out. Linepaw recognized the young tortoiseshell he had encountered twice before. Her eyes stretched wide with horror when she saw the waiting cats, and she darted back at once into the shadow of the cleft. Linepaw heard a panic-stricken yowl as she withdrew. Shouldn't be long now, Brambleclaw commented. Every heartbeat felt like a season. Then Linepaw spotted a pale pelt inside the cleft. Stripes, the silver-furred Tom they had met when they first reached the mountains, stepped out of the cleft and faced Brambleclaw. More of the trespassers crept out behind him. Linepaw recognized Flora, the brown and white she-cat, and Flick, the skinny brown Tom who had been with Stripes. The black Tom was there too, who had led the hunting patrol they met by the pool. They all looked thin, and some of them were limping. Linepaw could tell that they weren't finding mountain life easy, but he couldn't ignore the glow of determination in their eyes. What do you want? Stripes demanded. Brambleclaw glanced at Craig, flicking his ears for the tribe cat to speak. We need to talk to you, Craig meowed. We want an end of this conflict. The mountains are big enough to support every cat, but we need to divide up the territory so that we have an equal chance at prey. He paused as if he expected Stripes to comment, but the silver Tom just jerked his head and muttered, Go on. The tribe has marked borders closing in our territory, Craig explained. Our scent will show you where they are. You are free to hunt in the rest of the mountains, but not to cross those borders. Outraged yowling drowned him out. The trespassers' fur was bristling and their eyes blazed with anger. Stripes took a pace forward until he was barely a tail length away from Craig. You have no right to any part of the mountains, he growled. You have no right to set borders. Any cat can take prey from where it likes. That's not fair, Tawny Pelt protested. Can't you see we're trying to... This is about life or death, Stripes interrupted. His claws slid out. If necessary, our life and your death. Wow. Edgy. Oh, cream soda so yummy. It's like liquid sugar, and I guess it is. The end. That was only one chapter? Jeez Louise. Chapter 26. It was like 20 pages. Horror slashed through Hollypaw like the claws of fighting cats. They haven't any code at all, she gasped, turning to her brother. Even the tribe understands about duty and being fair. These cats just don't care. Her muscles tensed, ready to leap into battle. The patrol had come in peace, wanting only to talk, but now it looked as if the truce would be shattered. StarClan, help us, she prayed, not even knowing if StarClan could hear her under these strange skies. Show us what to do. Beckoning with her tail, she gathered the tribe tubies close to her. Linepaw and Breezepaw flanked them on either side. Do we fight now? Splash asked nervously. Let's hope not, Linepaw replied. Hollypaw was grateful for the reassurance in his voice, but Hollypaw will give you a signal if we do. She didn't have much hope that they could avoid a battle now. Stripes had made it clear that the trespassers had no intention of respecting the borders the tribes had worked so hard to set in place. The tribe were no better off than when they started. At Stripes' challenge, Craig had stepped forward until the two cats stood nose to nose. His neck fur bristled and his eyes were narrowed menacingly. If you're looking for a fight... Brambleclaw stopped him with a touch of his tail on his shoulder and motioned him back. This isn't the right time, he murmured. They outnumber us, for one thing. Best to go back to the cave and see what happens. I know what's gonna happen, Craig snarled. For a couple heartbeats, Hollypaw thought that he would defy Brambleclaw and leap into battle. Then the rest of them would have to fight to back him up. At last, Craig let out a long sigh, bowing his head. Have it your way, he mewed to Brambleclaw. Brambleclaw touched his tail to the cave guard's shoulder once again, a silent gesture of gratitude. Facing Stripes, he meowed, We will defend our borders. It's your choice if you cross them. Fine, Stripes flicked his tail. We'll bear that in mind, not forgetting that some of you don't belong here. He means us, Lionpaw whispered. He knows we'll go home sooner or later, then the tribe will be weaker. Thanks, Lionpaw. He didn't need to go on. It was obvious to Hollypaw that Stripes meant to attack the tribe as soon as the clan cats left them defenseless. What did you get? Like a pile of ash? We can't stay here forever, she thought, struggling against a pang of homesickness for the forest and the camp in the stone hollow. Brambleclaw turned and led his cats away. Mocking caterwauls followed them. Don't bother coming back, Flick yowled. The sun was well above the mountains as the patrol made its way back to the cave. Golden rays warmed the rocks, but Hollypaw felt as cold as if she were padding through a bitter leaf bare. Do you think that was okay? Splash fretted. They know about our borders now, so they should leave us alone. I hope I'll be on the first patrol, Pebble added. Let's wait and see, Hollypaw mewed. She wasn't sure if the tribe tubies really hadn't understood what had just happened, or whether they were forcing themselves to be optimistic. She couldn't bring herself to tell them that borders didn't exist unless they were seen from both sides. The trespassers had shown that they had no honor, not a scrape of respect for their rivals, so it was only a matter of time before they crossed the boundaries and stole more prey from the tribe. Warrior code has failed, she thought. She had built her life on it, and now she felt as though she had stepped off a precipice and was plummeting down into darkness. And the tribe doesn't really understand it. She gave herself a shake. The tribe might not have the warrior code, but they had traditions just as ancient as important. Perhaps the tribe of endless hunting would come to their aid at last. Okay, this is just a pause in the chapter itself, but that's like such an important moment for Hollypaw, because we know in the past Hollypaw's been so dedicated to the warrior code, even things that she herself didn't find correct or other people found correct, but the warrior code said it was like false, it shouldn't be happening. She would lean to the warrior code despite what she felt herself. So admitting that the warrior code has failed. Anyways, let's continue. The patrol had reached the boulder-covered slope that led down to the stream, where Brambleclaw paused suddenly, raising his tail to bring the other cats to a halt behind him. "Intruder scent!" he hissed. Hollypaw felt the fur on her shoulders begin to bristle. Tasting the air, she picked up a strong French scent, carried on the breeze that swept across the bare rock. She couldn't see the intruders, but she realized that they must be very close. "I don't believe this," Lionpaw muttered into her ear. His fur was fluffed up with anger, and his tail tip twitched back and forth. "We only just told them about the borders, and they're already trespassing." "Look, down there!" Pebble angled her ears towards the stream. Down below, the skinny brown intruder, Flick, emerged from behind a spur of rock, following the course of the stream. How did they beat them? That's what I want to know. Did they, sprint the second that the clan cats, left? Just quick, let's go. They padded along confidently, as if they had every right to be there. "I knew it," Hollypaw thought. "Everything we've done has been for nothing." "They're useless hunters," she commented, trying to push down the cold sense of failure that sat in her belly like a stone. "They can't even scent us. They have no idea that we're here." "Or they don't care," Lionpaw added. Brambleclaw, Craig, and Stormfur exchanged a few quick words, speaking too low for Hollypaw to catch what they said. Then Brambleclaw leapt up onto the nearest boulder so that his figure was outlined against the sky. "Trespassers!" he yowled. The invaders halted. In the same heartbeat, Brambleclaw let out a fearsome screech and launched himself down from the boulder. The rest of the patrol poured down the slope after him. Hollypaw felt as if a rushing torrent was sweeping under her. After one terrified glance, Flick's patrol spun around and fled downstream. Flick clawed his way up a steep rock slide until he reached a ledge. He glared down at the clan and tribe cats, his ears flattened and his lips drawn back in a snarl. Brambleclaw bounded up to the foot of the rock slide. "You have crossed the tribe's border," he meowed. Hollypaw could tell that he was trying to remain calm, though his voice vibrated with fury. "You are trespassing and stealing prey." "Why shouldn't we?" Flick spat. "There's nothing to stop us." "We explained the scent marks," Craig began, pacing forward to stand at Brambleclaw's shoulder. "Oh, the scent marks," Flick sneered. "I'm frightened out of my fur. So, what are you going to do now? Set stronger marks? We'll hunt where we please, and you can't stop us." Before any cat could reply, he leapt upward and vanished over the top of the rock. "We should follow him," Talon growled. "Maybe he'll listen if we rip his fur off." "No point." Brambleclaw sounded despondent. "It's obvious that explaining the boundaries hasn't worked. The intruders crossed the border as soon as our backs were turned. No, we have to teach them a lesson, once and for all." When Hollypaw entered the cave, she was aware of a buzz of excitement. The tribe cats who had stayed behind were clamoring to hear what had happened when the patrol met the intruders. "So, do they know about the borders?" Bert asked, her eyes gleaming hopefully. "Does that mean they'll leave us alone?" "Maybe now we can hunt in peace," Gray added. Brambleclaw shouldered his way into the cluster of excited cats. "No," he meowed. "The battle is not over. There are no borders." "But there Roar! Screech slipped between two older cats to confront Brambleclaw, his neck fur bristling. You helped set them yourself! And the intruders have already crossed them, Stormfur meowed. Gasps of astonishment and snarls of fury rose from the cats gathered around as the Grey Warrior quickly described their encounter with Flick's patrol. They can't do that! Some cat exclaimed. They have, Talon replied flatly. There are no borders if the other side won't recognize them, Squirrelflight pointed out. This is true. Hollypaw whipped around to see that Stoneteller had taken his place on the boulder. The old cat's fur was fluffed up with anger as he glared at Brambleclaw. So, all our efforts have been wasted. What do you suggest we do now? There's only one thing left to do, Brambleclaw meowed, dipping his head respectfully to the old cat. We must take the battle to the trespassers and defeat them once and for all. Stoneteller drew back his lips in the beginning of a snarl. Every cat in the cave fell silent as his amber eyes searched out Stormfur. No, he meowed. His voice was soft but charged with fury. We tried that once, and too many lives were lost. Too many cats will never walk these mountains again. But this time will be different, Brambleclaw promised. Your cats have been training to fight, and this time they will fight with a clear purpose, to defend their territory, instead of just trying to drive out the intruders. He hesitated, drawing a deep breath, then added, It's your choice. You can fight or be driven from your home. A babble of conflicting voices rose from the tribe cats. Stoneteller silenced it with a single lash of his tail. Very well, he hissed. The tribe shall choose, and prove once and for all that we are not a clan. Hollypaw caught a startled glance from Lionpaw. What is he meowing about? Her brother asked. Of course they're not a clan. He doesn't want them to fight, Hollypaw mewed, but perhaps he thinks it's fair to let the tribe decide. After all, they'll have to live with the decision. The tribe cats were looking at one another with bewilderment in their eyes. Confused murmurs came from them. Eventually, Craig spoke up. Stoneteller, we don't understand. What do you want us to do? They're so used to being told what to do. I should have thought that was clear enough. Stoneteller's voice was icy. I want you to choose what we should do. Find a new place to live or stay and fight. The tribe of Endless Hunting does not want me to influence your decision. I bet they don't. The furious mutter startled Hollypaw. She glanced over her shoulder to see that Jaypaw had joined them, sitting with his tail curled neatly over his paws. What do you mean? Her brother twitched his ears. Don't you get it? Stoneteller can say what he likes about the tribe of Endless Hunting. Who's to know any different? Hollypaw stared at him in alarm. How could Jaypaw say that? No clan cat would dare tell lies about StarClan. How could it be so different for the tribe? Stoneteller began to speak again. All cats who wish to fight should go on that side of the cave. He waved his tail. Those who wish to flee, go to the other side. Remember that you choose the future of your tribe. Let's hope they have a future, Lionpaw muttered. For a few heartbeats, no cat moved. Hollypaw thought that the tribe cats were too bewildered by what Stoneteller was telling them to do. Then she spotted the skinny white elder, Cloud, muttering to another old cat, a speckled brown Tom. What do you think, Rain? Cloud asked him. Fight or flee? The old Tom let out a disgusted snort. I never wanted to fight, but I'm too old to flee. Just beyond the elders, two she-cats had their heads together, murmuring anxiously to each other. Swoop, what should we do? I can't fight while I'm suckling my kids, but they can't flee. Their eyes are barely open, and I won't leave them. Don't worry, Flight. The other she-cat meowed soothingly. No cat expects you to abandon your kits. I won't leave mine either. Talon loomed over them. Both she-cats looked up at him uncertainly. Choose to fight, the huge cave guard growled. That way, the tribe will protect you as it protects all kit mothers and their litters. He encircled both she-cats with his tail and drew them over to the fight side of the cave, where he stood beside them as if he was already protecting them from danger. By now, Hollypaw could see that the tribe was beginning to divide into two groups. Pebble and Splash bounded quickly over to choose fighting. Screech spat something after them that Hollypaw couldn't quite catch and withdrew to the far side with the other 2B prey hunters. Night joined Talon, but to Hollypaw's surprise, Gray chose to flee, and Bird, after a brief hesitation, chose that too. Hollypaw found that her heart was pounding and her muscles were tense. She didn't know why it should matter so much to her that the tribe should keep its home in their mountains. She only knew that it did matter, desperately. If they all left their home, they would have to suffer the hardships and dangers of a long journey, and they would leave all their traditions, everything that was familiar behind them. They would no longer be the tribe. Now very few cats remained to choose. Craig still stood in the center of the cave, his eyes troubled. Eventually, with a curt nod to Brambleclaw, he padded over to join the cats who had chosen to fight. Talon welcomed him with a tail tip on his shoulder. All this time, Stormfur and Brook had stood silent, their pelts brushing. At last, Brook glanced up at Stormfur, pleading in her eyes. He touched his nose to her ear, then laid his tail across her back and led her over to her brother, Talon. Do they get to choose? Lionpaw asked in a whisper. Are they tribe or clan? I don't think even they know, Hollypaw replied. The clan cats remained in the middle of the cave, drawing closer together as the tribe moved away. At last they were alone. Hollypaw's heart raced when she realized that there were more cats on the fight side of the cave. They've chosen to fight, she murmured to J-Paw. Her brother flicked his tail. Good. Brambleclaw glanced from side to side, then dipped his head to Stoneteller. Healer, the choice seems clear, he announced. Your tribe wishes to fight. Stoneteller's fur bristled. Hollypaw could see that he hadn't expected this. His eyes narrowed as he glared at Brambleclaw. So be it, he hissed. And you may sleep well tonight, clan cat. This battle will destroy my tribe. Sorry. Brambleclaw waited until the healer had leapt down from the boulder and vanished, with a final lash of his tail into the passage that led the cave of pointed stones. Then he turned to face the rest of the cats in the cave. The tribe, even those who had chosen to fight, looked nervous, as if they realized what a huge decision they had just made. Right. Time to get ready. Brambleclaw's voice was brisk and confident. We must strike at once, before the intruders have a chance to attack first. There's a full moon tonight, so that'll help. Hollypaw flinched, every hair on her pelt rising in protest. The full moon was a time of peace. Back beside the lake, the clans would be gathering on the island. Though she knew it was impossible, her paws wanted to carry her out of the cave and back down the mountain to be with them. But the full moon's not special for the tribe, she reminded herself. Any cats who would like more battle training, go to Squirrelflight and Hollypaw, Brambleclaw continued. Craig and Talon, I want you to help me plan our strategy. J-Paw, see whether you can find some healing herbs for when we get back. Sure, J-Paw muttered. We'll get no help from Stoneteller. Oh my god, they have to rely on J-Paw for healing everybody? Stoneteller, I hope you come out of your room. J-Paw's solo heal. If you think about it, J-Paw's really that meme, I'm a healer, but like that's just J-Paw. That's all of J-Paw encompassing. I love J-Paw so much. What a grumpy little guy. We haven't had much J-Paw this book. I feel like we've only had him like 3 times or something. It's very much not a J-Paw book. Which I guess maybe makes sense. It kind of looks like... I don't know which cats are on the cover right now. Brambleclaw? Stoneteller? Not J-Paw, that's for sure. Yeah! J-Paw was on the first book, which was funny because... Oh wait, no, they were all on the first book. All 3 of them. I was going to say, J-Pa was on the first book, which is funny because it's called The Sight. Anyways. Oof. We love you, J-Pa. I'm eating a whooper. Remember, Brambleclaw meowed, glancing solemnly around the cave, this isn't about the warrior code or the tribe's code. It's about life or death, just like the trespassers said. And you, the tribe, you will be the ones who live. He stopped motionless, amber eyes glowing, as the tribe cats yowled their approval. Brambleclaw's such a good leader. He's confident and reassuring. Moonlight shimmered through the falling water, shedding silver light across the cave. The cats who were headed into battle gathered near the cave mouth, waiting for their turn to walk the path of rushing water. Standing beside Lionpaw, Hollypaw sensed her brother quivering excitement at the thought of fighting in a real battle. His tail was fluffed up to twice his size and his amber eyes glittered. Here. Hollypaw jumped as a tail touched her shoulder. She spun around to see J-Paw. Come over here, he repeated, beckoning with his tail. There's something I want to say. There was a suppressed tension about him, too, as if he was facing a battle of his own. What is it? Lionpaw asked, glancing back at where the cats were... Sorry, let me read this again. What is it? Lionpaw asked, glancing back at where the cats were vanishing along the path. We have to go. This won't take a heartbeat, J-Paw promised, as he drew them into a quiet corner of the cave, sheltered by a boulder. You have to take care. He went on, when both his litter mates were crouched beside him. Remember that you don't have StarClan to watch over you here. We have the Tribe of Endless Hunting, Hollypaw reminded him. Oh no. J-Paw flicked his ears. The Tribe of Endless Hunting hasn't given up. Oh, has given up. My gosh, what happened? All of a sudden I can't read. We have the Tribe of Endless Hunting, Hollypaw reminded him. Oh no. J-Paw flicked his ears. The Tribe of Endless Hunting has given up. They won't lift a claw to help you. How could he possibly know that? Hollypaw wondered, but there was no time to question him. In any case, she had learned not to ask how J-Paw discovered things that he knew. Look, there's no need to worry about us, Lionpaw began. I'm not worried. J-Paw's sightless blue eyes were oddly serious. You must come back. Whatever happens, it's more important than you realize. We're not going to run away, you know, Lionpaw meowed. J-Paw let out a furious hiss. Will you listen? His intensity scared Hollypaw. She wanted to know whatever it was he wasn't telling them. But just then, she heard her name called from a distance of the waterfall. Hollypaw! Lionpaw! Brambleclaw was waiting, his tail twitching. Coming! She called. She and Lionpaw scrambled to their paws and shot across the cave floor to head out along the path. As she padded underneath the arch of thundering water, she thought she heard J-Paw's voice raised in one last yowl. You must come back! Chapter 28. Beneath the full moon, the mountains were washed in silver, patched with the deep shadows of jutting rocks. Lionpaw patted at his father's shoulder. Remember, Brambleclaw mewed, glancing back at him and Hollypaw. You're not trying to prove anything. Don't try to take on a cat you can't handle. Not if you can help it. We don't want to get our ears claws off, Hollypaw pointed out with a whisk of her tail. Be careful you don't then. Brambleclaw's amber gaze was warm. How would I face Firestar if I didn't bring you all back home safe? Anticipation shivered through Lionpaw from ears to tail tip. Every paw step was bringing him closer to his first real battle. He longed with every hair on his pelt to make his father and his clan proud of him. Yet he wasn't just fighting for his clan and the warrior code. He was fighting for the tribe too, alongside tribe cats who had become his friends. Their enemies had become his enemies because the intruders had shown that they had no code of honor. They couldn't admit the justice of dividing the mountains into separate territories. A few tail lengths away, he spotted Breezepaw. The Wind Clan apprentice was ready for battle too, with bristling fur and his lips already drawn back in a fierce snarl. He was padding just behind Crowfeather, yet his father didn't offer him any encouragement. Rude. Lionpaw felt a pang of sympathy. Maybe Breezepaw wouldn't be such an annoying furball if he had Brambleclaw for a father instead of Crowfeather. A shadow drifted over the rocks, and Lionpaw looked up to see a cloud covering the moon. A chill crept through him, as though his pads had touched ice. Did that mean that StarClan was angry because they were breaking the full moon truce? But StarClan doesn't walk these skies, he remembered. J-Paw had warned them that they would be alone. Besides, a moment later, the cloud had drifted away and the moon shone brightly again. Sometimes a cloud is just a cloud. The moon floated high in the sky by the time the battle-hungry cats reached the intruders' camp. Everything was quiet. Lionpaw gazed at the narrow cleft between the tilted rocks, but he could make out nothing inside the darkness. I don't see any sign of guards, Hollypaw whispered. They probably don't think we need them. Or they need them, Lionpaw muttered. After all, tribe cats are too weak to give any trouble, right? Hollypaw's green eyes gleamed with amusement. We'll see about that. Brambleclaw gathered the cats around him with a gesture of his tail and led them into the shadow of a rock. Craig and I will divide you into attacking patrols, he mewed. Tribe and clan, apprentices and tubies, in each group. That way we'll have the best spread of skills. The plan is to lure the trespassers out here, then attack them. Otherwise we'll be fighting in the dark on enemy ground. Linepaw glanced again at the dark cleft and then back at Brambleclaw. That can't be right, he objected. Brambleclaw cocked his head. No? No, because the cleft can't be totally dark. Their dens are in there. They can't be subtling around blind, can they? Brambleclaw narrowed his eyes. You're right. There must be a shaft that lets in light and air. We should go look for it! Lionpaw's pads were tingling with excitement. His father thought for a moment longer, then nodded. Okay, we shouldn't attack without knowing exactly what we're up against. If there's another entrance, they might be able to get out that way and attack from behind. Wait, are they gonna, fall in through the sky? He angled his ears towards the rocks. Let's go, Hollypaw. Breezepaw, you come too. And me! Pebble sprang up. I know rocks, she added. I might be able to help. Come on, then, Brambleclaw meowed. Craig, you start dividing up the patrols, and every cat keep as quiet as if you were stalking prey. This attack will start when we're ready, and not before. Cautiously, the 5 cats crept across the open ground in front of the cleft and onto a narrow trail that led upwards beside one of the tilted rocks. Lionpaw was poised to spring into battle if there was any movement from the cleft, but it remained dark and silent. The tilted rocks were sat against a boulder-swept slope leading to a ridge. The trail wound between the boulders until it emerged at the top, close to where the 2 rocks joined. Lionpaw crept towards them, his belly fur bristling the ground. Breezepaw, keep watch below, Brambleclaw whispered. Tell me if there are any sign of intruders. Looking pleased to be singled out, Breezepaw wiggled forward on his belly until he could overlook the ground at the bottom of the slope. I wonder if Brambleclaw is sometimes specifically picking Breezepaw to praise him and to give him, meaningful tasks because he realizes that Crowfeather sucks. I hope he is. Brambleclaw and the apprentices spread out, examining the area around the tilted rocks. Lionpaw sniffed around the boulders piled up along the ridge. There was a strong scent of cat, the scent he was beginning to recognize as the intruders, but he couldn't see where it was coming from. Then he spotted a gap between 2 rocks. The scent was especially strong there. I think I found something, he called softly. Brambleclaw, Hollypaw, and Pebble joined him, brushing against his flanks. Thrusting his head into the gap, Lionpaw saw a shaft leading down through the rock. At the very bottom was a circle of sand, with the shadow of his own head outlined in the moonlight. There was no sign of cats, but the scent was stronger still. Can you imagine seeing, like, a cat's head?
Let me look,
Pebble mewed impatiently. Lionpaw stepped back to let the tribe be into the gap. She stared down for a few heartbeats, then raised her head, her blue eyes glittering.
They'll never be able to get out of this way. Or they'll never be able to get out this way, but I could climb down. Yes!
Lionpaw wanted to bounce up and down like an excited kid. We could all go. We could chase the cats out into the open where the warriors are waiting. Brambleclaw shook his head. Not a chance. It's far too dangerous.
No, it isn't.
Hollypaw butted his shoulder with her head.
They won't be expecting us. They'll be too scared to do anything but run.
Then I'll go, Brambleclaw countered. Lionpaw let out a small meow of laughter. Think you would get those shoulders through that hole? This is a job for small cats.
Hey, Breezepaw!
He beckoned the WindClan apprentice over and explained the plan. Breezepaw swallowed nervously. I'm in. I haven't said you're going yet, Brambleclaw pointed out. It's a good plan, but you could fall and break your necks. Not to mention what the intruders might do to you.
I won't fall,
Pebble meowed confidently.
And the others won't fall either, if they're careful. There are plenty of cracks to dig your claws into, she explained. And you need to make sure your paw hold is safe before you move. That's as easy as eating prey.
For you, maybe, Lionpaw thought. But he wasn't going to back out now. We gotta do it, he argued. It could make all the difference in the battle and the tribe. Brambleclaw sighed. You're right. And your apprentices. No kits to be protected in the nursery. Not kits to be protected in the nursery. Very well. You can do it. Lionpaw gazed into Hollypaw's glowing eyes and hoped that he looked as certain. I'll go down and tell the others. Brambleclaw went on. Wait until you see me down there, then go. We'll be ready and waiting. His amber gaze rested for a heartbeat on Lionpaw, then Hollypaw, before he turned and vanished down the trail. Breezepaw took up his lookout post again while Pebble quickly repeated her instructions about climbing down.
And don't look down, she finished. If you get dizzy, you'll fall.
Breezepaw crept back. He's there. Let's go, mewed Lionpaw. I'll go first. Pebble was already turning to lower her hindquarters into the hole.
Watch what I do.
There wasn't much room for all three remaining apprentices to gather around and watch Pebble. Despite Breezepaw's ear in the way, Lionpaw managed to spot how she crept cautiously down, testing each paw hold before she put her weight on it.
I'm going next, he muttered. She shouldn't be on her own down there.
Hollypaw and Breezepaw moved back to give him room. As he slid through the gap, Lionpaw had a moment's panic that he was going to be too big to fit. His shoulders scraped the rocky sides of the hole, but then he was through, clinging with all four sets of claws to the inside of the shaft. Below him, he heard Pebble mew softly. That's fine. Take it slowly. Remembering what she had said about not looking down, Lionpaw edged his way cautiously down the shaft, digging his claws deep into the cracks. Once the stone crumbled under his weight and he slipped, gasping with terror as he scrambled against the rock face in a frantic search for another paw hold. When he found it, he had to rest for a few moments, his heart pounding at his rib cage so loudly that he thought it must wake every cat from here to the lake. He heard Breezepaw's annoyed whisper just above him. Are you gonna hang there all night? Lionpaw gritted his teeth. He wasn't gonna let the WindClan apprentice see that he was scared. He searched for the next paw hold to take him down safely. Sooner than he expected, Pebble's voice came softly from just below him. You can let go now. Lionpaw tensed and pushed himself off the rock face to land on his paws on this. I don't know if you can hear my roommate laughing in the other room. Sooner than he expected, Pebble's voice came softer than just below him. Oh, I read that already. Brilliant! Pebble's eyes shone in the moonlight. Now what? Lionpaw shook the grit out of his pelt and looked around. A passage led off from the sandy area where they stood, curving so he couldn't see what lay beyond the first few paw steps. The intruder's scent was overwhelming. Wait here, he whispered. With paw steps as light as if he were stalking a mouse, Lionpaw crept up to the corner and peered around. Beyond the curve in the passage, he saw a wider space covered with sand, with moss piled along both walls. He could just make out the pricked ears of a cat lying in the moss and hear the squeaking of very young kits. Testing the air, he detected the milky scents of a nursing queen. From further down the passage came the sound of movement and murmuring voices. the noise of many cats settling down for the night. Stealthily, he drew back towards his companion. "There's a nursery just here," he reported in a low voice. "We don't touch the queens or the kits, okay? The other cats are further down, nearer to the entrance. I don't think they know we're here yet." "So what do we do?" Hollypaw asked. "We don't want to fight in here. Just scare them out." So we dash through, yowling like a bunch of wild badgers is after us. "What?" Pebble looked confused. Breezepaw rolled his eyes. "Big, scary animals with teeth. Try not to get trapped in here." Linepaw crouched, tensing his muscles to spring. "Okay, go!" He leapt forward, letting out an ear-splitting screech. His companions sprang with him, yowling like a whole clan of fighting cats. Wails of alarm answered from the cats down the passage. Linepaw caught a glimpse of a ginger and white queen cowering against the rock wall with her kits huddled against her belly. He swept past and into the middle of the intruder's den. The trespassing cats were blundering about, caterwauling in shock and terror as they scrambled for the entrance. Linepaw was prepared to fight, but no cat tried to stop him as he bounded across the den. The narrow cleft that led outside was jammed with the withering bodies of cats desperately trying to get through. Linepaw spun around with the wall at his back, claws unsheathed, but the nearest cat, a rangy ginger Tom, gave him a single horrified glance, then thrust himself into the cleft to escape. Within heartbeats, the den was empty of all but the 4 apprentices. Hollypaw let out a fearsome screech and halted, panting. It worked! The yowls of fighting cats came through the cleft. Brambleclaw was leading his warriors into battle outside. Linepaw took a long breath and tasted blood in the air. "Come on!" he urged. The way out of the den was clear now. Linepaw hurled himself through the cleft and into the open. The wide space in front of the rocks seethed with knots of tussling cats as the tribe and clan clashed with the intruders. Moonlight shone on mingled tabby, ginger and white fur and glinted on sharp teeth and claws. Shrieks of pain and fury split the air. Linepaw's ears pricked as he thought he heard a whisper behind him. "Linepaw, now!" His head whipped around. Had he really heard Tiger Star? There was no dark tabby shape in the shadows, no gleam of amber eyes, but the call to battle was compelling. Just in front of him, the brown intruder Flick had Screech pinned it down to the ground while he raked his claws through the Tubi's belly fur. Yowling in fury, Linepaw leapt on top of him, biting down hard on his neck. Squalling in pain and shock, Flick reared up in an attempt to throw him off. Screech wriggled free and vanished into the darkness. Linepaw lost his balance but succeeded in pulling Flick down on top of him and battered at the intruder's belly with his hind paws. Brown fur flew out and he caught the hot reek of blood. He lunged for Flick's throat. Flick raked one paw across his ear and managed to stagger to his paws. Linepaw let him go. For a heartbeat, he stood panting, looking for his next opponent, and he thought the whisper came again. "Linepaw, look behind you!" He whipped around to confront a huge gray Tom, whose pale pelt was already running with blood. Linepaw just had time to dodge to one side, raking the intruder's pelt as he slipped past him. Scrambling onto a boulder, he surveyed the moon-washed battle and caught a glimpse of Hollypaw and Pebble fighting side by side, thrusting their way through the press of cats to where Brambleclaw and Stripes fought together, rolling over and over in a screeching tangle of fur and claws. He spotted Squirrelflight, too, leaping forward to chase a black Tom around the curve of a boulder and out of sight. Her ginger tail streamed out behind her, and her teeth were bared in a snarl of fury. Just below Linepaw, Gray was struggling with a black and white she-cat, his paws flailing as he tried to dislodge her teeth from his shoulders. He looked as if he was rapidly tiring. Linepaw let out an exuberant yowl as he dropped onto the trespasser's shoulders, digging in his claws in the move he had practiced with Ashfur back in the forest. The she-cat released Gray and instantly rolled over, crushing Linepaw beneath her bulk. The breath driven out of him, his nose buried in her fur, he fought to breathe and convulsed with pain as he felt her teeth meet his ear. "Think!" The whisper came again, but this time Linepaw could picture Hawkfrost's ice-blue eyes. He let every limb go limp. The she-cat relaxed her grip, and at once Linepaw heaved upward, tearing his ear free and throwing her back onto the stony ground. She clambered to her paws and crouched to leap at him. He braced himself to meet her attack. Suddenly, Lionpaw spotted Hollypaw and Breezepaw dashing towards him. They split up, racing up on either side of the she-cat. The trespasser leaped, claws extended. Lionpaw dived beneath her belly and felt his fur ruffle as she overshot and landed just where Hollypaw and Breezepaw were waiting to slash her flanks with their claws. The she-cat wailed and fled. "Great!" Lionpaw gasped, springing up again. "They must teach that move in WindClan too!" Battling cats were already separating him from the other two apprentices. He hurled himself into the fight again. He could hear the blood pounding inside him. He felt as if he had the strength of 20 cats. He felt alive, more than ever before. As one cat after another fled from his raking claws, he knew that this is what he had been born for. There came a moment when no other cat leapt to confront him. Lionpaw spun around like a kit chasing his tail. "Where are you? Come out and fight!" Lionpaw. No mysterious whisper now. The steady voice was his father's. "Lionpaw, stop. It's over." Lionpaw halted, staring at Brambleclaw, his teeth bared. "It's not over," he hissed. "Not until every last intruder has been defeated." "Calm down, Lionpaw," Brambleclaw meowed. "They are defeated. We've won." Lionpaw's first reaction was disappointment. No more of the wonderful coordination of muscles, teeth, and claws? No more of the light of fear in his opponent's eyes as they fled? He took several deep breaths and looked around. Cats of clan and tribe were watching him, impressed, and maybe scared. "Why? What have I done?" "Well fought, Lionpaw," Craig told him quietly. "Your skill and courage will be remembered as long as the tribe exists." Lionpaw looked down at himself and saw his fur clumped together with drying blood. He felt hot and sticky, and his stomach heaved at the stench of it. He staggered. Then Hollypaw was at his side, her green eyes horrified. "Oh my god, he's drenched in blood right now." "Where are you hurt?" she asked anxiously. Lionpaw shook his head in confusion. The only pain he felt was from his bitten ear, and in his paws, which had been sore for days from scrambling over rock. "I'm okay," he mumbled. Before Hollypaw could say any more, a few of the trespassers crept timidly out from among the rocks. Stripes was in the lead. He had lost most of the fur from one shoulder, and his muzzle was bleeding. He limped up to Craig and Brambleclaw and dipped his head. Lionpaw, kind of a freakazoid. Lionpaw's just a barbarian. That's all what he is. He's just a barbarian. "You have won," he rasped. "We will respect your borders from now on, if you only leave our queens and kits alone." Craig and Brambleclaw glanced at each other, as if they were considering what the Silver Tom had said. Part of Lionpaw wanted to yowl, "No! Drive them out!" But he kept silent. "The tribe has no quarrel with queens or kits," Craig meowed at last. "We will leave you in peace so long as you stay on your own side of the border." Stripes dipped his head again and waved his tail to lead his battered companions back through the cleft into their camp. Lionpaw watched them go. Had Tigerstar and Hawkfrost really fought beside him in the battle? Or did their shadows stalk the woods beside the lake, waiting for his return? There were no voices now, no praise for the way he had fought, nothing, but Hollypaw trying to check him for wounds. "Lie down and rest," she begged. "Do you want me to fetch J-Paw? I'll get him here somehow." "Okay," Lionpaw insisted. "I don't need help." Brambleclaw was rounding up his warriors, clan and tribe, ready for the journey back to the cave. Lionpaw joined them, falling in beside Breezepaw and Pebble, trying to ignore Hollypaw's fussing as she padded along on his other side, clearly expecting him to collapse at any moment. Pebble's eyes were gleaming. "Did you see them run?" she mewed. "I always knew the clans would sort out the tribe's problems," Breezepaw told her loftily. "You'll be grateful for us forever." Catching Hollypaw's troubled green gaze, Lionpaw could see that she wasn't so sure. But the battle was won. He had won the battle, and he would fight it all over again in a heartbeat. Raw hungers for fights. Chapter 29. J-Paw! J-Paw chapter, guys. J-Paw lay in the sleeping hollow, where the sense of his littermates still lingered. He did not try to sleep. His ears were pricked for the first sounds of the returning warriors. His belly churned with with apprehension. What if Hollypaw and Linepaw died in the battle? What would happen to the prophecy then, if 3 suddenly became 2, or even 1? How could he bear to be without them? The endless thunder of the waterfall sounded different, hollow and echoing, with the cave almost empty. The 2 kit mothers were with their litters in the nursery. The elders, cloud with storm and belly and rain that rattles on stones, had retreated to their sleeping places at the other side of the cave. Winged Shadow over Water, the prey hunter who had been badly injured in the fight over the eagle, was sleeping nearby. Every other cat had gone to fight. There was no point in leaving guards to protect the cave when all the intruders would be caught up in the battle. Eventually, J-Paw couldn't bear to keep still any longer. He rose to his paws and padded across the cave, pausing to lick up a few icy drops from where they trickled from the rock into the pool of fresh water. Then he slipped down the passage that led to the cave of pointed stones. Inside, all was silent. J-Paw felt the faint stir of wind against his face and drew in the scent of the tribe's healer, strong and fresh. "Don't tell her?" he mewed. "I am here, J-Paw." The old cat's voice came from the far end of the cave. It sounded sad and defeated. "What do you want?" "Is there any word from the tribe of Endless Hunting?" J-Paw asked. "None. I stare into the puddle, and I see nothing but moonlight upon the water." A pang tore through J-Paw's belly, sharp as thorns. He knew that Stoneteller had lied to his tribe about the tribe of Endless Hunting. He had tried to manipulate the tribe into choosing to flee, to show Brambleclaw and the clan cats how little influence they had, but his plan had failed. The tribe had chosen to fight, and left him here to face the knowledge that if they survived, it would be without the support of their ancestors. The healer's pain flowed through the cave like a river. J-Paw couldn't help pitying him. "I'm sorry," he mewed. "Perhaps they have lost faith in us," Stoneteller responded, his voice flat. I'm sure it's not that." J-Paw pictured the pool among the sheer crags, where he had confronted the tribe of Endless Hunting. He had revisited the dream over and over in his waking mind, and he thought he understood what it meant. But what use the knowledge would be to him, he wasn't sure. "J-Paw." "Oh, J-Paw." The rasping voice spoke behind him. J-Paw spun around. Every hair on his pelt rose as he saw a sagging, hairless body and sightless eyes of rock. "But I'm not asleep!" The ancient cat glimmered as if he stood in moonlight. Though all around him was dark, he seemed to float in shadow. His heart began to race. J-Paw reached out all his senses to Stoneteller, but there was no change in the old cat's scent or the dull pain that came from him. He made no sound. "Stoneteller cannot hear or see me," Rock meowed. "Only you can." "Why have you come?" J-Paw's voice shook. "The battle has been won. You can go home now, all of you." J-Paw forced down his delight. Hollypaw and Linepaw were safe! But he wasn't sure that Rock... But he was sure that Rock hadn't come just to tell him something that he would discover for himself before morning. There had to be another reason. "The tribe must have fought well," he meowed. "Perhaps now the tribe of Endless Hunting will have more faith in them?" "Why should they?" Rock retorted. His voice was sour. "It was the clans who saved the tribe of Rushing Water." "What's wrong with that?" J-Paw demanded, back at the lake. He had longed to speak with Rock again, but each time he had encountered the ancient cat was more frustrating than the last. "StarClan did not send you," Rock replied, "and the tribe of Endless Hunting did not summon you." "But—" "Silence!" Rock hissed with a sweep of his bare tendril of a tail. "You've come and won, for this battle at least. But do you think the borders will hold? The tribe is not a clan with experience of defending its territory. And the trespassers have no code of honor that will make them keep their word." "Then we came for nothing?" J-Paw asked, dismayed. Rock shook his head. "No, you have learned much, and the tribe will eat well, for a while at least." His bulging eyes seemed to gaze into the shadows at something hidden from J-Paw. J-Paw took a deep breath. "You knew the tribe cats before they came here, didn't you? They came from the lake."
Wait, why would they leave the lake?
He had the satisfaction of seeing Rock's start of surprise. Yes, how did you know? It was the pool in the mountains that the tribe spirit showed me, J-Paw explained. They found another moon pool, like the one near the lake. They turned their backs on so many of their old ways. There was pain in the ancient cat's voice, yet they still sought for peace beside the water. J-Paw's heart thumped harder, but he had to continue. Tribe knew me, just as you did. The prophecy comes from when you all lived together, doesn't it? Rock bowed his head. Yes. We have been expecting you for a long time. Now you have come. What the? A shiver of mingled fear and delight passed through J-Paw as he returned the stare of the old cat's sightless eyes. The others deserve to know, Rock continued. This is not just your destiny, and you cannot walk this path alone.
J-Paw, where are you? Hollypaw's voice echoed from the main cave. Come quickly! As if a dark wing had folded over him, Rock was gone. J-Paw was left alone in the cave of pointed stones, except for the silent presence of Stone Teller. He found the entrance to the passage and raced out to meet his sister. It's Lionpaw, she gasped, bounding up to meet him and giving his ear a hurried lick. He's covered in blood. He says he's not hurt, but the blood must have come from somewhere. You've got to help him. Where is he? Outside, by the pool, Hollypaw mewed. I told him to rest. J-Paw followed her across the cave to the waterfall. Clan and tribe cats poured past them, yowling the good news to those who had stayed behind. J-Paw detected Craig's scent and heard the big cave guard meow. I'll go and tell Stone Teller. Hollypaw dashed along the path beneath the tumbling water, for once not worrying about whether J-Paw could manage it on his own. J-Paw followed hard on her paw steps, his pelt pressed against the rock, feeling the cold spray on his exposed flank. His heart began to pound again, after believing that both Hollypaw and Lionpaw had come back safely. Was his brother's life to be snatched away from him after all? Reaching the pool, he nosed at Lionpaw's fur. Shock clawed at him as he realized how thickly it was clotted with drying blood. We've got to get this off of him, he mewed crossly, trying to hide his fear. How can I tell what's underneath all that? Come closer to the waterfall, Hollypaw suggested. The spray will help us clean off the blood. All three cats moved around the edge of the pool until J-Paw could feel the spray and soak his fur. I wish he wouldn't fuss, Lionpaw protested, raising his voice to make himself heard above the thundering of the falls. I keep telling you, I'm perfectly all right. His voice sent another shiver of fear through J-Paw. His brother sounded distant, stunned, as if the battle had affected not only his body, but his mind. You're all right when I say you are, he snapped. But I'm not hurt. Lionpaw sounded almost puzzled. No cat could touch me. Shut up and let me lick, Hollypaw scolded him. As he and Hollypaw cleaned the blood from Lionpaw's fur, J-Paw began to realize that his brother was right. He wasn't hurt, except for a bitten ear and sore pads. Pruh. I don't think you need any herbs, J-Paw mewed, trying to hide that his paws were shaking with relief. Just keep that ear clean. I'll give it a snip every day until it heals. You're really okay! Hollypaw's voice was unsteady. All that blood came from other cats. J-Paw, I wish you could have been there. Lionpaw fought like a whole clan of cats. We won that battle. Lionpaw was beginning to sound more like his usual self, as if the licking of his brother and sister had brought him back from some distant place. For what it's worth, Hollypaw sounded troubled. I don't trust the trespassers, and I don't know if the tribe will be able to defend its new borders. J-Paw's belly lurched to hear his sister echoing the warning that Rock had given him in the cave of pointed stones. I don't know why we came here if we weren't going to succeed, she continued, sounding a little desolate. Did the tribe of Endless Hunting get it wrong? J-Paw reached out with his tail to touch her shoulder. The tribe ancestors didn't want us here, he mewed, and StarClan did not send us.
We came so that we could win the battle and because we needed answers to our own questions. When neither Hollypaw nor Lionpaw responded, he added, "We all wanted to come to the mountain, didn't we?" There was a murmur of agreement from his brother and sister. "And don't you understand? That's why things happened so that we came. This is all about us, the three of us. Without us, the tribe might survive. Or it might not, but that doesn't matter now. They've all been waiting for us. StarClan, the tribe of endless hunting, Rock." "Who?" Hollypaw asked. "What are you talking about?" Lionpaw meowed. "Have you got bees in your brain?" J-Paw crouched on the edge of the pool and motioned with his tail for his brother and sister to draw closer. "Listen," he murmured. "There's something I have to tell you."
And that's it! We don't even get the reaction.
It better, the next book better start off with their exact reaction, or I'm gonna poop.
That's it?
Lionpaw is the strongest warrior of all time. Hollypaw is the most cunning. J-Paw is the most wise. What a ride! It's all coming together, guys.
As someone who knows where this series ends, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be absolutely bonkers. Like this doesn't even this doesn't even begin to cover, like we're not even touching it yet, how insane it becomes. And then we can watch all the AMVs that I wanted to show you guys, but I couldn't because it has spoilers in it. I do like solving the mystery because I don't remember much about the mystery that J-Paw's been like kind of mysterying about, like how the tribe came from the lake and then they left the lake. Like I don't remember that part. So that part is a little exciting because now I get to learn why they left the lake. Why did they leave? I watched the AMVs without reading further in the books. Concept, you can't! The spoilers! The spoilers!
I mean, I guess I technically watched a bunch for like the 4th series, so I know some of the stuff that happens in the 4th series. Anyways, even though I haven't read it, because it was just like too pretty to not click on. But this time. All right, what time is it? We're 2 hours and 12 minutes. So I mean, like technically we've only read for like an hour, question mark, but let me go look up the... I'm gonna look, okay. Here's what we'll do. If the next book starts with J-Paw explaining, I'll keep reading. If it doesn't and there's a time skip, we wait until next week. Warrior cats. Read. Wow, Weebly, you're the greatest. Warriors. Ooh, there's a commentary? 70 comments. I read this at work. Next book.
Eclipse! It has J-Paw on it!
J-Paw is the meow meow on this cover. Let's see, where does it start? Well, there's the prologue. Okay, it looks like it time skipped a little bit.
is Game of Thrones with cats. It becomes more Game of Thrones as it goes on, too. Much better than Game of Thrones. Uh-oh. The prologue is sussy. Okay, well, I don't know what to do. On one hand, I want to make a cake. On the other hand, I have to finish doing a lot of stuff. On the other hand, I gotta go to the bathroom. On the other hand, this book is 341 pages long, which isn't as bad as some of the other ones. So I might be able to read it in 3 increments without the help of a shorter increment. All right. Well, I have a lot to do tonight, so I guess I'll probably end it here. Wow, look at that, a leaf! Congrats on your leaf. Chips? No chips. I was thinking about some chips today, though. I was thinking of chips in your steed. That way I can, like, make a nice cover. Do we know how Barley is doing? We have no idea how Barley is doing. Or Ravenpaw, which is really sad. They do have a comic, I believe. Only 4 times you had chips. I love that you know this. I'm pretty sure there's a manga spin-off with Barley and Ravenpaw adventures. But I'm not sure if they actually show up in any books anymore. They're just too far away. They can't find. It's too sad. All right. All right then. I guess it's my time to meticulously go through every one of my followers that have currency and give them to them. Good book. Good book. I agree. Good book. I'm excited. Now we're on the 4th book. That means there's only how many books left? Are there 6 books in all of them? 4? Yeah, 6. 1, 2, 3. 3 more books and we're done. 3 more books. Sadly, this series has been taking us a little bit longer because it happened to overlap with Subathon and then some other instances that made us have to wait for a while. I like how it's right on my forehead. You win? Oh yeah, everybody sell your money while you can. Oh, that's sad, Pappy. At least you'll get it back. Alrighty, alrighty. Alrighty. I don't think alas, my raid is different now, so I can't press a button and find someone. So I'll keep it as no raid for today. Oh, I did have to redo my credits because I was using Mix It Up as the credit thing. So let's see if it works. Ready, pray, pray. Oh. Da 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 da. Yes! Okay. Oh my god, it's working. New followers! Cheers! Pride! We have used channel points now. It doesn't have everybody who talked in chat though, I don't think, which is really unfortunate. Moderators! Wow, coffee stream. Subscribers! Oh, it does show. Okay, so I understand what it does. So it shows everybody that said something in stream by dividing them in sections, like saying these are the subscribers featured in this stream, you know, because they were in the thing. VIPs! Ash! Wait, did Silver not say anything? Did Silver come in here to throw one thing and then not say anything? Top Fishers. I should get rid of that one because that one's like, how many are used all in total? Like how many channel points you used in total? See, look, Pappy, you used a lot of things. And you were also talking in this. Chat. I think that's how it goes at least. Anyways, it worked. Okay. Bye, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.